my beautiful cocoa yams. It's your girl, Coco, 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 Coco. Welcome to my channel. We are going to get into these topics and chop some yams. So today, we're going to switch and talk about some Nigerian gist. Yes, you saw that accent switch, right? Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm actually Nigerian, Igbo specifically, and I came to the United States at the age of, what age was I? At the age of 12. So I have a good experience of, life back in Nigeria, back home, as well as life in the United States. So today's episode, we are going to talk about Emeka Ike. Huh? I remember back in the day, this guy, if you don't know who Emeka Ike is, he's one of the popular Nollywood actors that came up back in the 90s. So he came up when people like Jim Ike, Ramsey Noah, Desmond Elliott, those actors, that's when he actually came up. Very, very popular guy. But, he disappeared and reemerged lately with an interview. So before we even talk about Emeka Ike, you're probably wondering, Coco, why are you wearing this outfit, Well, we are gisting about Nigerian weddings, divorce, so I had to go in my closet and bring out my own wedding dress. Do you like? Let me get out so that you can see. Yes. Yep, this is what I wore for my traditional wedding. Yeah. I didn't quite put it on as good as they did that day, but I did the best I could. Don't judge me. So back to Emeka Ike. Uncle Emeka, yes, I have to say uncle because he's much older than me, but and so he came out to and did an interview. He was promoting a movie, but the reporter asked him about his personal life. And he started talking about his ex-wife. I'm looking down here because after I watched the interview, I took some notes. The interview is very long, at least like 30 minutes long. So I'm probably going to play the clip so that way you guys can watch it.
Feel your pain. I'm sure it's nothing compared to what you really went through, but in just few minutes, you've told me that you went through depression, went through marital issues, had issues with your colleagues in the industry, and also you felt that the transition to the coders and streaming platforms sort of affected the demand for your business as well.
Yeah.
I mean, with everything that's happened, how did you make this incredible comeback? Because I know you just featured in Malaika.
Yeah.
Doing Abraham's movie. So at what point did you say, you know what, I'm going to take my life back, I'm going to take myself back, and I'm going to be the man that I've always been? So what was the change? What happened? At what point? What changed?
When you realize that they're actually after you for who you are. They actually are envious about what you've achieved. So you're gonna ask yourself, what do I do next? Then what came to my head was, keep your head up. And I just kept doing the things I needed to do properly and the things I need to do. I just kept working on myself, kept investing. Like that year was after African Magic in court or whatever. I'm no more after them right now because I actually own my own TV channel right now. I own Nollywood TV on Star Times, Channel 62. So it's all about reinventing yourself, making sure you make the best of the negatives and the stones thrown at you to build the pillars
Yeah.
that will fortify your next rise.
So I really want to touch on a very sensitive thing you said. If you feel free to talk about it,
Yeah.
please. Because you did say something that you were going through marital issues and you were being accused of something you were not guilty of. But
Yeah.
on the internet space, you never came out to clarify anything.
Yeah, it's difficult to clarify yourself because the same people that are bullying you on the internet, they are still there. They're going to say whatever you say. They were like, no, don't mind him. He's still missing her. Why? Go ahead, move on. What? They just make you feel like, what's going on? And if you are not prepared to handle it, you'll be crushed. Okay? My secondary school, St. Nicholas College on CMD Road, Magodo, was shut down. Over $480 million naira investment. That year, 480 million naira investment was shut down, and all I had was constant battery. And I was always saying, look, I don't beat this lady. What's going on? I went on air. I was like, come on, I never did. Babe, what's going on? They say I beat you. Do I? No, but you're a star, you know, they can always manipulate things and all that. So I felt I was gullible until I discovered that she was actually the one behind this whole thing.
So that interview is quite long. So I'm going to put the link down to the full interview so that you can go and watch it. So to summarize some of the things Emeka Ike said in the interview, the reporter asked him, so why have you disappeared? And he said that he was depressed and was hiding from people a lot. And, it seemed like there was a change in Nollywood. I think Nollywood movies, because back in the day, if you remember, if you're old enough, you remember cassette tape. That's how movies used to come out. And then they switched from that to DVD. And now what are they even doing? Streaming. So there was a huge shift, and it seemed that those old veteran Nollywood actors were pushed out. Also, some news came out of him beating his wife and, just a whole lot of negative press. So he said that he was depressed and he was hiding for what? And I quote, I was hiding for what I did not do. This is what he said in the interview. And he also said that during that time, he owned like a big secondary school, right? And his secondary school was shut down because it came out that he was beating his wife. So in that interview, he also was encouraging the reporter about not even getting married because, women, all they want is money. And he came back from the United States and his properties in Lagos and in different places, they were all gone. His wife took the property, his school and everything was taken away from him. So pretty much it was not his fault. It was his wife's fault. And also in the interview, he said that he even had to go and ask his wife, am I beating you? Because he seemed confused as to how can all this negative press be coming out and I didn't do anything. I'm innocent.
Wasn't me.
So eventually he started thinking, he said that it turned out that his wife, who he has been confiding in, was the one that was spreading the rumors, going to the press and saying that he was beating her. Now his ex-wife is preventing him from seeing his children and how he feels bad for his daughter. So yeah, pretty much the gist of the interview was, I am the good guy. I lost a lot for accusations that I did not do, and my ex-wife is to blame. And mind you, this is a divorce that happened at least 10 years ago. That's what he was talking about.
Hey, my glasses! I can't see without them.
So, in typical 2023 fashion, Emeka's ex-wife, Suzanne Emma, came out and she did her own interview. If you talk about me, I will talk about you. If you want air our dirty laundry out in the streets, no problem. But you will not make me look bad in this internet street. Take a look at the interview.
Saying, no, that I won't do it.
You met him when you were 18?
Yes.
You got married when you were 19?
No, we didn't get married till I was, I think, 23, going on 24.
Right.
I was already pregnant with our second child when we got married. In fact, I had to be the one to speak out, like, you need to do something because this is our second child. So I was already heavy, and I regret it.
Why?
Yeah, because even during the wedding, he came late from the state he was shooting at that time. They never blessed us. It was his older sister's husband who has stood in, and the wine changing and blessings and all that was done. All through, when we had collected the list from my uncle and given to him, and we were preparing on our side, and I was always calling him, oh, are you, in tune with your family on the list to get everything? His family came empty-handed. They didn't bring anything. Even in family would always laugh at me at my back and say I married myself.
Wow.
It was always a case of, oh, she wants to marry a star and she has to work for it. And I did. I slaved for that family. Everything that they wanted to do, I was a designated driver. Everything that they wanted to do, I was the one who was always doing things for them. I was doing it on my side because of love, because this was my family. As long as, you are my friend or you are my husband's people, you are my family.
So, Emeka's ex-wife's interview is quite long as well, but I'm just going to summarize it for you guys, and I will even put a link to the interview down below so that you can check it out. So pretty much in the interview, she described how she met him. She was an aspiring actress/model. She met the guy at the age of 18, became friends with him because she thought that he will help her with her career aspirations. So that's how they met. Friendship turned romance. But romance turned into belle. So pretty much they did not get married until she was 23, 24, and that is when she was pregnant with her second child. Red flag. So, and she said that she was actually the one that was even pushing for the whole marriage. Now, go and get list. She was the one that went and got list, pushed him to do what he needed to do for the list. She even said that when the family showed up to her parents' house, they did not even come with anything. Hey, whoa. That's a huge red flag. And also, they did not do any church wedding. They did traditional wedding. Sometimes Emeka's family members, we always say, you're the one that married yourself now. Did we marry you? Try. In-laws. So, yeah, so it seemed like there was a whole lot of red flag even before the whole marriage thing. And also, he did not allow her to walk because he felt that with walking and his own fame, that will clash and it will not be good for the relationship. And it seemed like the lady she said that, after they did traditional wedding, she rolled over for his family. Anything they wanted, she did. She was designated driver, all of that. She just wanted to please the family because according to her, she believed that, oh, if you're my family, I will do everything for you. So she was just one of those people. So after watching both interviews, what I took away from it, I'm going to start with Uncle Emeka first. Uncle Emeka, Hey, I remember when you tell people in the movies, I love you. Hey, whoa. That line, you make any woman just fall on the floor. But from the interview and from what you said, and from my own personal experience, I believe he has narcissistic tendencies. I'm sorry to say this. I know. I mean, don't jump on me in the comment though. This is just my own opinion, and you know, on this channel we share our opinion, but we are very respectful. So the reason why I say it is because he has what they call cognitive dissonance. At least that's what I perceive from the interview, in the sense that the way he perceives reality, right, is not really what is going on. And I do understand that he said that, you know, there was a time period he was going through depression and all. But one big red flag was when rumors came out on the press that, you know, he was beating his wife. Who goes back to their wife and say, babe, am I beating you? I think you don't know what reality is and what is not real. Like, who does that? And even in the interview, he said, oh, the wife responded and said, oh, you know, because you're famous, I'm paraphrasing here, because you're famous, you know, people will try to spin things just to make it popular. You know, there was no accountability, nothing on his part as to why his marriage dissolved. Rather, all he kept on saying was, oh, you know, women, and when I say women, African women, all they want is money and power. You even went as far as to encourage the reporter across from you, saying how bad you feel for the reporter, you know, and what else did he say that happened to him? Oh, he traveled to America and wife took all the property, sold everything, left him in the dump. Really?
Can you believe that?
So you're telling me that if you are a good man, as good as you said you are, right? How you gave her money, gave her this, tried to set her up and do all these things for you, for her. You think that if you did all of that though, and you did not lay one finger on that woman, that she would run to the hills like she did? Come on now.
Cap.
Cognitive dissonance. And the reason why I say this is because, you know, Emeka Ike, I think he's in his 40s. Yeah, he has to be like in his 40s and all that. So he was raised by a baby boomer. Baby boomers, you guys have your own issue, though. You guys did some things right, but you guys have your own issues, right? And I feel that the reason why I bring up this topic is that for us millennials, especially millennials, if you're a millennial, you were born in from 1980 to 1996, probably have children, right? I feel like we need to do better. Take some pages out of the baby boomers, but also now that we have the internet, we need to do better, because the child that you are raising is going to be someone's husband, is going to be someone's wife. So we need to look at these people and understand some personalities, so that way, when your child becomes an adult, they'll be more equipped to understand some toxic behavior, some toxic traits, some narcissistic behaviors and tendencies, and be able to make a wise decision. Now, moving on to Suzanne Emma. Oh, she's a very beautiful woman, though. I wonder, she's a very beautiful woman. And honestly, I feel bad. I feel bad for you. You know, the reason why I feel bad for her is, don't come for me in the comments because she's a woman. No, that's not why I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her because she entered the relationship young. She met the guy at the age of 18, 19. That is super, that is very young. That is what 18, 19 in Nigeria is. You just finished secondary school, probably, and you're about to enter university. So your brain itself has not even matured at all. Even in the United States, you just finished high school and you're about to enter university. I know 18-year-old me, my brain was not mature. By the age of 23, 24, she already had what? 2 children. 23, 24. My brain was still not matured. You understand? Matured in the sense of, dealing with marriage, serious relationship, and all the things, all the intricacies that come with dealing with in-laws and husband and all of that. Oh, 23, 24. Hey, well, my husband met me at that time. I feel bad for him because anyway, I will not have married him anyway. So that's her case. And then not just that too, the way the relationship even started, okay, 18, 19, 23, you don't carry 2 belle already, right? You don't have any career at that point. Yes, you're an aspiring actress model, but you didn't really go too far with that one. Now you're very dependent on the man. I know Nigerian women, when your husband tell you something or your soon-to-be husband tell you something, you obey, and because you're trying to be a good wife. I hope people are not, anyway, that's another topic for another day. But, she was very obedient. But one big red flag, actually 2, I would say, was that one, she pushed for the marriage, which I guess I understand because she wanted to prevent shame from having children out of wedlock. So she pushed for the marriage, 1, and 2, in-laws did not like her already before even marriage. And then 3, she became a people pleaser. Forget that one whereby she said, oh, if you're my family, I will do everything for you. I will carry bucket for my head. I will do everything. I will drive you. I will Uber you everywhere you want. Anyway, she didn't say Uber, but she pretty much said that she will move heaven and earth if you're a family member. Forget that one. My sister, you already know how you entered the marriage. You did not enter the marriage in the conventional way, right? So you were trying to get Emeka's family to like you. But my dear, if somebody like you already, and this is my own experience, if somebody likes you already, you will not have to work for that love. You will not have to. The smallest thing that you do, especially if we're talking your in-laws, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, all those in-laws, right? As a woman, and I'm saying this as a woman, as a Nigerian woman, when your in-laws already like you, you don't have to do too much. The smallest that you do, if you see how grateful they will be, it's like as if you just reach up and draw down the moon for them and gave it to them, or maybe draw down the sun and gave it to them. You will not have to do all those things. The reason why you had to work hard is because they already don't like you. And you can never, ever, ever, ever convince someone who already don't like you to like you. Especially if we're talking African in-laws, you can't convince them. If they already don't like you, they don't like you. 2, you push a man for marriage. Now wait, see. Have you ever seen, it's like you drag a horse down to the stream and you're trying to force that horse to drink water. No. So in her marriage, she was already, fighting in-laws fighting and all that, and then husband come hit you, duka, 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 duka. When it comes to Emeka Ike and his ex-wife's relationship, it's quite unfortunate, especially with everything that she talked about, being beaten until she was paralyzed. You know, she could have married in that relationship, but I'll have to give it to her. For her to be able to do what she needed to do to leave the man, even after having children for him, is very quite admirable, because some women will say, this is my husband. Where am I going to go? You know, my children need their father. And, you know, before you know it, the man will just continue, because in his head, he did not do anything wrong. So, yeah, her living is quite admirable. And the sad situation is all of this would continue to be buried, but the man decided to raise it up, and now we're talking about it. But let this be a lesson to especially Nigerian parents, millennials, those ones that are just having children now, to please, 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 we owe it to ourselves to teach our children to be good human beings, good boys who are going to eventually grow up to be a man, good young girls who are going to eventually grow up to be ladies, women, and will eventually become husband and wife. Don't put your hand on another woman's child because you're upset as a man. Don't do that, because you're going to have your own children. You're going to have your own daughters, and you don't want somebody to be hitting your own daughter. You understand? And women, shine your eye well. These children that are being born in this new generation now, they are growing up with the internet. Don't let someone convince and confuse you to give up your own career, not even set yourself up, and you're already starting to have children. No. My mom always said this: as a woman, you have to put yourself in the situation to be able to take care of yourself, regardless of a man. So if you haven't even reached that stage in your life, my dear, stay in school, or stay in trade school, or stay in whatever business line that you're doing to get yourself together first. Because when husband come and children come, your life will change. Yes, some people have children and go back to school, but it's much harder. And there's a possibility that you will not finish. So as a lady, stay in school and get yourself together first before you go and start having children and all that. And yes, don't say, okay, well, marriage this, marriage that, you know, when husband come and find you, that's when it happen, because you never know when husband will come and find you. That is true. But use your head. Use your head. Shine your eye well. And don't let anybody convince and confuse you. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you.